Hey, welcome back to my channel. In the last episode, I share why I've started this healthy at 110 journey. And today I'd like to talk about something that affects every professional driver at one time or another. I'm assuming everyone. Fatigue. Not the kind that comes after spending all day digging a ditch, not the kind you feel after working out. I'm talking about the kind that quietly sneaks up on you while you're doing your job. The kind that can fool you into thinking, hey, I'm okay, when maybe you're really not. So before we go any further, if you're enjoying this series, I'd love to have you join me. Go ahead, subscribe, and if this episode encourages you, give it a like. It really does help YouTube share these videos with more people if you comment and like and subscribe, that kind of stuff. Plus, I'd really like to hear from you. What's one thing you've discovered that helps you stay alert? And how important is your sleep to you? So leave it down in the comments and we can all learn from each other, right? So one of the things that surprised me when I first started driving professionally was just how mentally tiring driving could be. I mean, physically I felt fine. I hadn't been lifting heavy things all day. I hadn't been running a marathon. Which I've never done. I was sitting in a comfortable driver's seat, but after some of those early runs, especially the shorter routes, there were times I could hardly keep my eyes open, and it really surprised me. At first I wondered if something was wrong with me. Was I not sleeping enough? Was I eating the wrong foods? Was I simply just getting too old? Or was something else going on? So I started doing what I usually do. I became curious. I wanted to understand why. And the more I read, the more I realized I wasn't alone. Researchers have been studying driver fatigue for a long time. And one thing became very clear. Fatigue isn't always caused by a lack of sleep. Sometimes it's caused by monotony, especially like I did, having the same route every day. Imagine you're staring down the same lane, watching the same scenery, listening to the same engine for miles and miles. And your body's sitting still, and there's a tendency to just get in a quiet rhythm that can, if you're not careful, start lulling you into this state of tiredness. And that's when you start feeling sleepy. I couldn't understand it. I was just starting my day, so why so tired? I happened to mention this to a friend of mine who had been a professional driver over the road, and it was in the past, but he laughed and said, "Say no more. Here's what you need to do, Dan. Get more active." "Well, what do you mean?" I said. "That's a little tough sitting in a seat driving. You need to drive smarter. You need to start checking your mirrors more often, scanning further down the road. That activity alone is going to save your life." I remembered in training then how they had said that you need to be checking mirrors on each side about every 8 seconds. And I was thinking to myself, that sounds like a bit much to me. But hearing him talk about it after my issues, now it really made complete sense. And it worked. Like immediately. Wow. I could not even believe it. I still have to remind myself about this today every now and then, but now that I'm aware, I immediately get refocused, and of course watching intersections before I reach them and looking for people who might make unexpected decisions were things I needed to be actively doing as well. So instead of allowing my mind to drift, I gave it really something very productive to do. And did it eliminate my fatigue? For the most part, yes. But I also found myself now then trying to get more out of my hours off while I work, off work, and started shaving an hour or two off of my daily sleep. I mean, no big deal, I thought. Before COVID, I used to live on 5 to 6 hours of sleep all the time. And now I know that was not a good practice, but I started getting back into that routine. Big mistake. No driving technique can replace proper sleep. You can drink coffee, turn up the radio, roll down the window, chew gum. They might help for a few minutes, but none of them replace a rested brain. Sleep is not a luxury, it's maintenance. It's just like changing the oil in your coach. Ignore it long enough, and eventually something starts wearing out. So many studies have been done and continue to be done on the importance of quality sleep. Over and over again, it's been shown that 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep not only can affect your day, but your long-term health. And since my goal is to live a healthy life to at least 110, quality sleep is huge. It truly should not be ignored. The more I researched, the more amazed I became. I had no idea how much was actually happening while I slept. Study after study showed that quality sleep helps regulate your blood sugar, blood pressure, heart health, brain function, mood, immune system. In other words, sleep isn't simply when our body shuts down. It's when our body goes to work repairing itself. And that's a completely different way of looking at sleep. Honestly, it changed the way I think about bedtime. Now, one thing I appreciate about Indian Trails is when I speak to dispatch, they always remind us, hey, go home and get some rest. And I think that's one of the most professional things a company can encourage, because fatigue doesn't just affect the driver. It affects every passenger behind us, every family waiting for them, every car sharing the highway. The responsibility really is enormous. We don't really think about that a lot. We just think we're doing our job. But that's why this subject matters so much to me. Not just because I'm trying to become healthier, because I want to become safer. For myself, for my passengers, and for everyone else on the road. Think about this. Even if you're not someone who drives for a living, how can good sleep affect your job, your commute, your family life, and your commitment to take care of yourself and your family for a long time in the best possible health? As I began to do more research, another thought occurred to me. Fatigue, fatigue rarely announces itself. It doesn't say, Dan, you should pull over now. It whispers, you'll be okay. Just another 30 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Just finish this run, you'll be fine. Sometimes those whispers are wrong, and learning to recognize them may be one of the most important skills any professional driver ever develops. For me, this journey isn't about proving how tough I am. It's about learning when wisdom says it's time to rest. Because being healthy at 110 actually starts with being healthy today. And today may simply mean getting the sleep your body has been asking for. So next time, I'd like to talk about another challenge many of us face: eating on the road. Not from the perspective of dieting, but from the perspective of fueling our bodies for the long haul. So if you're interested in becoming healthier, one decision at a time, maybe some of the things I say might make a difference. But remember, being healthy at 110 starts with being healthy today. I'd really enjoy having you join me on this journey. I'd love to see you in the next episode. And until then, take care of yourself, take care of the people who depend on you, and have a phenomenal